Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spark Inspiration. How is everybody? I hope everybody is doing well and you guys had a good week. I'm getting so excited because I feel like this is the build up to like the holiday season, right? It's like Hanukkah started already and there's Christmas music everywhere, and I am intentionally slowing down everything and doing less during the day of jamming stuff in and doing one thing at a time and really having a true experience with it, because the more and more messages that I'm receiving from the universe through whatever, it doesn't matter, messages from people, my TED Talk suggestions that keep coming up is like how mindfulness changes the emotional life of our brains. This great TED Talk by Richard Davidson is amazing, and it talks about, and again it reiterates that 47% of us, whilst we're doing something, we're not fully participating in it. There's not mindful participation. And there's a marked scientific study saying that the less we pay attention to what we're doing, the more unhappy we are, right? You ever do that? Like you watch a show and the whole time you're like typing or busy doing other things. It could be anything. You're not deriving satisfaction from it because you're not engaged in it. And that's everything, the engagement, paying attention. And I think that's where nature helps a lot of us. We go outside and there's no distractions. There isn't, I need to clean this house. I need to wash that dish. I need to pick this up. Any of that is just like, look at that sky, listen to those birds, that grounding, focused, beautiful energy. So that's something that I'm constantly having brought to me by the universe and saying, yo, slow down, because we all get that, right? That speedy mind, especially this time of year. Like, did I send that Christmas card? Did I do this? Did I do that? And you'll also notice in today's video, I'm speaking slower because of this. Yesterday, I was trying to do so much, and I listened to my videos I taped yesterday, and I'm speaking very quickly. Again, when I'm excited about things, as anybody does, they speed up. However, I feel like when we're very mindful of how we speak, and when we speak unrushed and we move unrushed, we start to feel unrushed. And so I'm starting to train myself like that. But I love that, how mindfulness changes the emotional life of our brains. It's so true. Like, I'm just going to braid this hair and I'm just going to feel this hair and feel this process and do it with all my heart. Every little thing. Like, I'm uber excited tonight, Joni and I. And if you guys are unaware, India wants to change their name to Joni. So if you sometimes hear me say India, sometimes Joni, I'm trying to get on board and get used to saying that. So we decided, and we set ourselves up for success in this a couple of days ago, talking about, wouldn't it be great if we made a lasagna? Like, we love lasagna. Comment down below if Italian food and lasagna is just your jam, and saying, let's go get the ingredients. But it's funny because when we were bringing up is like at the end of our walk, where we're kind of like, we're exercising, and then we're like, ew, can we face a grocery store and masks and do all this? And so we've been, setting ourselves up. On Friday, we're going to do this. We're going to go in there and get all the ingredients and make a nice homemade lasagna. And every day it's like just implementing and envisioning ourselves going in that store and going and doing it, because it is funny for how easy we can opt out of these things that we want to do, right? That's another thing, this crazy thing. And that's why I love this Page of Cups coming up in this read saying, I am as young as I choose to feel. It's a reminder that we can say anything that we want, and there'll always be messages from the universe that says, feel young, keep going. You don't have to convince yourself you're tired after this walk or whatever, just because in the past you have been. Feel the oxygen, feel the energy lift, let it lift you up. And picture yourself walking through that store, getting ingredients, listening to the music. And it's funny, but we take in past experiences of that, and that's why we talk ourselves out of it. Anything. For me, it's like kids crying in the grocery store, lines, things that dissuade me from going. But I'm like, what about the happy events? Because usually too, especially if I go with one of the kids, we're laughing, we're listening to music, we find the craziest looking fruit. We start laughing, and it's fun. We derive like a lot of pleasure and fun from it too, not to mention you have all the tasty snacks and things you want later in the day, right? So talk yourselves into doing things that you want to do by having that kind of like 5-second rule. Just get on your shoes and get out the door and get in the car and direct yourself in there, and you'll be getting messages towards that, and you'll be happy you did. And here is the unique and crazy thing about doing those things that you promise or tell yourself you're going to do. You're going to find out how easy it is to accomplish things when you set yourself up with that, when you use this mindfulness to say, I really want this. Start tasting that food that you want to prepare. Start visioning yourself in those clothes you want to go purchase and wear and put together, in that makeup, in on that walk, exercising with that equipment. Because what that does is it brings why you want that to the forefront, not why you can't have that, do that, or it's too challenging to meet that need that you want, right? And I feel like Joni and I are helping set up that process for one another and using each other as like a great ballast to reignite that. Yes, we want to go on a walk in nature every day. So we've been doing that for the past couple of days. And like checking in the morning. Hey, what would you like to do today? Wouldn't it be nice to do A, B, and C? Remember that talk we had about making a homemade lasagna and all of that, and getting ready to support our mission that we set up, days ago to go do this. So set yourself up by success by really seeing yourself doing that and having that reward that you're setting out to go do. It's always the easy cop out way to get in your comfort zone and not do what you've done before, or not do what you say you're going to do, because it's easier to sit and stare at your computer and Instagram and all of that. But when we do what we did the day before, we feel the same feelings. We start to feel stagnate. We start to feel like we're doing the same things. And then we kind of things start to lose their meaning and purpose. And I found throughout study and in my own life that that's very true. When we keep doing the same things, it has less and less meaning and impact on us. And we also feel like we're losing our sense of purpose, because we know in our mind we had this great idea to go create this great dish, to go create this great nature walk, to go do this. Yet we didn't do it. So it feels like those little failures, because we have these ideas and we know it'd be wonderful to do, yet we took the easy route and we stayed still. So let's get out of our comfort zone, because that's where the beauty, the magic, and the new ideas and wonder is. And that's why I love this High Priestess card, because this is all what is coming in your direction. Your intuition is going to guide you to the truth. Yes, you should do this thing. Experience this particular thing, follow this dream, say yes to yourself, and you're going to receive messages all over the place, because the things that are really galvanizing me are these inspirational TEDx talks and other things of that nature that's saying our brain is friggin' tricky. It wants to have the ego come in. It wants to just say, let's stay safe in our little bubble and always do the same things. It's very cozy wozy. No, guess what? It's really boring and it's really uninspired after a while. I know, I've done this. I used to pattern my first half of the day for months and months on this, and I would predicate it on it's a build up, it's my R&R, it's this and that, but really it was just a kind of malaise and not being able to make choices that were better for me until I re-navigated a way to spend my day that's more inspired and happy. And you'll be able to do that too, just by writing it down. What's one fun little simple little lucky wish you could do for yourself? Learn chess, order that chess set. That is a step. And then guess what? You have these neurons that are firing together now that say, guess what? You can have an idea, you can act on it, and then make it your reality. And then that gets bigger and you take bigger steps towards that, towards your dreams, what you want, your dream goals, your dream house, all of that, because you're like, it could start today with painting your bathroom. It could start today with, getting something as simple as a nice mat. I don't know why this is coming. I feel like some of you guys might have been thinking of getting a season's greeting or a new front door mat or something out there, and you just see that and you're like, I'm initiating change. I'm starting to make my surroundings better, and you're going to receive some really beautiful messages in that and how to do that. So keep your eyes and ears open towards that. And strength. I can deal whatever comes my way. We really can deal with anything within a 24-hour pocket or window, right? Let's work in 24-hour increments. They are nice, digestible, bite-sized pieces. We're not overwhelming ourselves. I used to love, do you remember, I think her name was Elle in that great Tina Fey show where she lived in a bunker, and I love that so much. Hopelessly optimistic, and she'd say, I can do anything for 8 seconds. So because they were like, how did you survive in that? And she's like, I would count to 8 because I could survive anything for 8 seconds. As soon as I hit 8, I'd start over and do 8 again, and that could last into hours and days, and I could do it. It's all of those things that it's perspective on time. It's perspective on that kind of supply and demand of what our body and minds and hearts are demanding of us, and what we can supply to reach those goals and feel good. And these aren't gigantic assets that we're after or anything. It's just like, listen, I want to feel better today. So what's my next best thing? Hey, I'm going to just hydrate right now with a big glass of water, pause and think. We don't allow ourselves these kind of moments, and these two combined are really beautiful. Like, let's get some insight from our body, mind, and soul. Do we feel purposeful? Do we feel like things we're doing have meaning? Are we plugged in and paying attention, have an awareness of what we're doing? Half of the time, statistics say no, we're not. And I know for myself, this is true too. And I will say stop. When I'm watching something and I love it, and I'm reaching for my iPad or computer, I'll say, stop. Why do you have to double down on something where you then diminish half of your interest in what you're doing and giving it to another source? Why do that? And that's where, all this ADD and attention deficit goes way up, because we have so many things to occupy our time and distract us and make us go numb and take us out of how we're feeling, that this attention deficit is so easy. I almost feel like doing one thing at a time is unnatural. And comment down below if you feel like that too. Like, oh, I'm watching this movie. I could also be emailing. I could also be whatever. That's not to say like crafting, that's fun, keeping your hand busy or whatever, but what really takes your attention away, like you're having to double down on your thought process. You're trying to watch this movie, yet you're also trying to answer an inquiry from somebody. It doesn't make sense, yet we're always compelled to do that. So let's get like singular focus on things. As an experiment, just try to watch this video without doing anything else. The next couple minutes of this video without doing anything else, without reaching for something, leaving the room. I find myself, I'll be listening to the most wonderful speaker and I'm like, I'll just pop over there and just grab my coffee or whatever. It does not make sense, yet we're conditioned through all this overstimulation to want to do this. And our intuition always says, let's give things undivided attention. When your child, when your spouse, when somebody's speaking to you, shut everything down that your mind is chatting at you. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I got to make this for dinner. I've got to do that. Just be like, hey, I'm truly listening and I'm truly taking on board what they're saying. It's so satisfying. It really is. It's so grounding and satisfying and wonderful. It's that feeling we really do when we first step out into nature and you feel the sun on you. You first get on the beach, right? All you hear are those waves. You feel that sand. It's all of that feeling, five senses, alive energy. And that's this kind of day, which is beautiful. And realize you always can, and say that out loud. I say that constantly myself. I can deal with anything that comes my way. I'm truly capable of dealing with everything. I can deal with increments in 24 hours, no problem. And I think that's part of the reason I stay healthy, as well, my mental health as well as my physical health, because I don't project and I don't try to second guess and I don't try to anticipate things for beyond tomorrow, next week, and whatever. Consistently, with big with big forward planning, because anything can arise. And because we've set some kind of parameter on what would make us happy in the future, if that doesn't happen, we get disappointed, right? So how about we just allow for these beautiful surprises to show up, and that kind of like, that just brings in that loveliness and newness, because we definitely do, we love growth, change, and all of that. And now is really a time to step in and be mindful about that. Gerbil wheel, goodbye. Treadmill, goodbye. I really want to experience things on a new level. And you definitely are on a wonderful start for this. So look for messages and suggestions from the universe saying, hey, why don't you try this? And why don't you incorporate this into your day for a little spark, a little dazzle, a little gold, right? It's like, yeah, we can easily climb into that beige kind of like, yeah, nothing bad's happening. But is anything good or exciting happening either? Probably not. So let's welcome that. So love and light to all you guys. Again, thank you for all your support and your comments. I've been reading them and just like, I just get so touched, and it's so meaningful. So thank you guys again for that, and all your support. And again, all my links are down below if you need a private read or anything else. Don't forget to press like and subscribe if you're new. And if you're unfamiliar and you're just over on this channel, I have a larger channel that is Indigo Tarot Odyssey, where I do 2 or 3 readings a week on love and other issues as well. But I wanted a channel that was just devoted to like a daily pop of positivity and have continuity with that. So again, you guys, thank you for all your love and support, and come on over to Instagram and get in. Tomorrow I'm going to announce this week's jewelry winner giveaway, and just by following me over there, you're automatically entered. It was really pretty turquoise collar necklace with matching earrings and it has the beautiful evil eye diamante on there. So yeah, just by following me over there, you're automatically entered in every giveaway and contest over there. It's my way to give back and say thanks to you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And one last thing, don't forget to go see Christina Lawson's new YouTube channel. She's really wonderful and has been with me in my beginning journey since this, and is just a great Patreon and lovely, lovely person. So Christina Lawson, go check her out on YouTube too, and support. Love and light, you guys.